After Indiana's governor signed a bill that clarifies the state's Religious Freedom Restoration Act, controversy continues to surround it.
Critics argue the changes don't go far enough. They want to see the state's civil rights law extended to cover the LGBT community. WSBT-22's Patrick Roth is at the live desk. And Patrick, Democrats and the LGBT groups say even with the fix here, there's still a lot of room for discrimination in Indiana.
That's right, Jennifer. The legislation that was passed yesterday only says RFRA cannot be used to deny services on the grounds of sexual orientation. But since Indiana does not include the LGBT community in its civil rights code, unless you live in a city like South Bend or Indianapolis that has a human rights ordinance covering the LGBT community, you can still get fired or be denied housing for being gay. And that's something that critics say needs to change. After weeks of controversy that saw numerous businesses threaten to leave the state, lawmakers finally passed changes to Indiana's Religious Freedom Restoration Act. But for many members of the LGBT community, it's not enough.
We don't have any protections today that we didn't have last week, that we didn't have a month ago.
The changes to the new bill only say that the RFRA law itself cannot be used to deny service, meaning it doesn't trump any local laws like South Bend's Human Rights Ordinance. But only 20% of the state is covered under ordinances like that. In the rest of the state, a person can still be fired or denied housing based on their sexual orientation or gender identity. Democrats and LGBT groups say the only way to fix that is to extend coverage with the state's civil rights law. But some Republicans aren't so sure that's necessary.
I don't believe there's that kind of discrimination that people are claiming that exists in the state of Indiana.
But Linda Pontiero has seen that discrimination firsthand. As a school teacher in Fort Wayne, she was told she'd be fired if she came out to her class on school property. But one weekend, some of her students saw her with her then-girlfriend.
And on Monday, the harassment started where every other day, the custodian was cleaning graffiti off of my classroom lockers.
She says extending the state's civil rights law is the only way to stop the discrimination against LGBT Hoosiers.
All we all want to do is contribute to society and have gainful employment and
not be afraid
every day.
Some Republican lawmakers say changing RFRA was only the first step in a longer process. They're willing to extend the civil rights law. They just want to wait until the next session to do so. But Democrats and LGBT groups have made it clear they aren't going to go away until this gets fixed. At the live desk, Patrick Roth, WSBT 22 News.